Today on SCOREGolf TV, we're on Cape Breton Island, home of the world-famous Cabot Trail. Great golf, great scenery. It's all today on SCOREGolf TV.
This is SCOREGolf, the voice of Canadian golf. SCOREGolf is powered by Volkswagen, from one good drive to another. Now, here's your host, Bob Weeks.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to SCOREGolf TV. Well, as I mentioned off the top, today we are in Cape Breton Island, Nova Scotia. This is the 16th hole at the world-famous Highlands Links golf course, built back in the late 1930s by Stanley Thompson. It truly is one of Canada's and the world's best layouts. Of course, Cape Breton Island is generating a lot of buzz these days for a new course that's opening up, Cabot Links, and we're going to be there for the opening a little bit later in the show. We'll show you all about that, as well as some other great golf courses here. This is a fantastic place to come and tour around with your golf clubs. We'll show you why as we go through today's show. To kick things off this week, let's chat with some PGA Tour pros.
Prospective, meeting today's PGA Tour stars.
This week, we talked with PGA Tour stars about how difficult it is to win on the tour. With 144 of the greatest golfers in the world competing week in and week out, tour victories are hard to come by.
If you think of it this way, there's 42 events on the PGA Tour currently, as far as I understand it. If you have, counting multiple winners, you're probably going to have 33 to 35 guys a year. So you're talking about 33 different people on the planet that win on the PGA Tour. It's not many. And that's just the numbers of it. It's tough. I mean, I think in the 10 years I've been on the PGA Tour, I've probably had legitimately a handful of chances to win, maybe. That's not many in 10 years. And that's through your own performance, but it's tricky. It's tough. You've got to have everything right, because the guys you're competing against, a handful of them at least, are going to have everything right as well, and they're good.
Well, the one thing I learned about this tour, which separates it from every other tour, is that you got to have a good short game. I've won in Asia, I won in Europe, playing okay and with a decent short game. But on this tour, you definitely need a great short game to win. You got no chance otherwise.
Well, I think it's hard. You're playing against some extremely good players, and the fields have gotten so deep, you know, over the last few years, and so many great players coming out from college, from the nationwide tour, international players. And so it really is some real stiff competition. You've got to have your game in good shape, chipping and putting well, and so it's a good challenge every week. And when you go ahead and win a tournament, you realize you've beaten some of the best players in the world.
Just a single tour win is enough to consider a career a successful one for tour players. Yet winning out there may be the toughest victory to come by in all of professional sports. Well, you can see the Breton Lakes from just about every hole here at the Lakes Golf Course. This is a Graham Cook design that opened in 2010, and it's another reason why you should come out and play golf here in Cape Breton Island. Let's have a look now at the lakes. Located just west of Cape Breton's largest city, Sydney, a stop at the Lakes Golf Club is the perfect way to kick off any golf tour around the island. Laid out alongside the Breton Lakes and carved out of the rolling hills of Cape Breton, the lakes combine spectacular scenery with terrific golf.
It's definitely, every hole has a unique feel to it and scenery. When you're done playing the golf course, you can easily recount every hole, or some courses blend. We have a lot of customers come in and ask, what is your signature hole? Because it's very hard to tell what it is.
Ranked as SCOREGolf's best new course in Atlantic Canada in 2010, the lakes will appeal to the weekend warrior while still offering a fun challenge for golfers who go back and play from the tips. But no matter what the skill level, it's easy to keep the ball in play off the tee at the Graham Cook design, with generous landing zones and several tee decks.
Well, it's unique. We have 5 tee decks, so anybody can play the golf course. The high handicapper to the low handicapper can play. If they pick the appropriate tee deck, they'll have a great round here.
The first of the lake's memorable holes comes at the 5th, a long par 4 that means shorter hitters might have to lay up with their second shot, while the big hitters can take on the water hazard and bunkers that front the green.
It's risk-reward. If you hit driver, you reward it with a wedge to the green over the brook. It's easier said than done, though. It's a very narrow landing area. The safe bet is a hybrid or a 3-wood, and take your medicine and have a 9-iron or 8-iron into the green. But classic risk-reward.
The 6th is one of the prettiest tee shots in our nation. From the golf course's highest elevation point, players will find a drivable par 4 protected by plenty of bunkers. The landing area stretches wide for shorter hitters, but there's a red number to be had here if you've got the game and the guts.
6, the green is drivable, but if you stray left, you're in a hazard, and right is into the trees. So again, you'd want to risk reward, decide if you're going to hit a 3-wood hybrid. But I think the safe shot would be a layup shot instead of going for the green. But if you're confident that day, it's driver hole.
The 17th at the Lakes is another picturesque perch on the property, but don't let the view distract you too much. There's still a tricky green complex ahead that quite often repels mishit tee shots into its surrounding bunkers.
That's a great par 3. If you're playing from the back tees, it's 155. It seems a lot easier than it is. It's a very narrow green, well protected, and there's a slope on the green midway that slopes down to the right. So if you do hit an errant shot to the green, it may not end up near the flag. It could funnel down to the right side of the green.
After the round, you can kick back and relax next door at the Birch's Inn, a quaint and luxurious spot that has gorgeous rooms and mouth-watering food. All in all, the Lakes presents a solid balance of fun and challenge, but its real treat lies in the calm and quiet golfing experience.
It's very relaxed, and our staff, and right from the turf crew right through the pro shop to the back shop, friendly first. I mean, we know everybody's here to have a good time, and we like to have them back, so in order to do that, they got to have a good time while they're here.
You'll not only have a good time at the Lakes, but also at the nearby Bell Bay Golf Club too. This gem, which is consistently ranked in ScoreGolf's top 100 courses in Canada, is just an hour's drive from the Lakes over in Bedeque. The Thomas McBroom design flows along the land to make for interesting rolls and dips on the fairways and especially on the greens.
The characters of this golf course would definitely be user-friendly. It's generous off the tee, you can move the ball around. It's when you get to the greens that it starts to show its teeth. You can sit there and putt it 4 times and still think it's going to go one way, but boy, it turns on you and you don't even know what's hit you.
Bell Bay is a parkland layout that rests on the northern side of the Bredor Lakes. The club gets its name from the bay next to the property, which is visible on many of the holes and from where you can see small boats coming and going all day. On the backside, the course boasts a terrific set of finishing holes. At the par 3 17th lies plenty of trouble if you miss-hit your tee shot. A creek devours anything short of the green, and even if you stick one close to the pin, the green will challenge you to make your putt for birdie.
17 is a very difficult par 3. Depending on the wind, the back tees plays roughly 185 yards, but it could play into 200 with the wind. So pin placement, tee deck, it can really be tricky. If you can draw the ball, you can get it into the back corner of the green. If not, you're staring 4 or 5 in the face really quick.
The final hole is yet another par 5 with a stunning panorama that can steal your focus as soon as you step up on the tee box. Pull out your driver here to counteract the heavy winds, which are a large factor, as is the tough undulating green that can make 2-putting a challenge.
Hole number 18 is a dynamite par 5. It plays into the wind on most occasions, so 2 great shots still might not get you there. The big bombers try to get there in 2 and sometimes walk away with a second-place finish.
With fantastic scenery and remarkable lakeside views, it's no wonder the great Alexander Graham Bell owned a summer home in Bedeque, so it's not surprising Bell Bay is rolling out condos and cottages to guests who find the same quaint atmosphere that Bell did.
We have a Kildare landing opportunity, which is a fractional ownership, which is taken off like gangbusters. We're selling fractionals to own a piece of Cape Breton, and it's an innovative idea, but it's been well received. You know, that just adds to the excitement and the fun of the property.
Well, you can't come to Cape Breton without taking a tour along the world-famous Cabot Trail. There's more ScoreGolf TV ahead from Cape Breton Island on TSN. Well, if you saw our first show of the year, I was standing here in the 14th hole, basically in every piece of clothing I own, hats and mitts and all sorts of warm weather gear. It's a lot different now as we're out here at Cabot Links in Cape Breton Island. This is the grand opening of this wonderful new course. It is the buzz of the North American golf world. Let's show you what this is all about as our tour of courses in Cape Breton Island continues. Cabot Links has burst onto the golf scene this year with all the reviews suggesting it will immediately jump into the elite group of Canadian designs. Spearheaded by managing partner Ben Cowan-Dewar, the project was completed last month and has been a strong presence in the small town of Inverness. Not many golf courses were being built during the recession of a few years ago, but that didn't discourage the team behind Cabot Links from forging ahead. The confidence in the final product was there, but it was the beauty of Cape Breton that was the determining factor.
I knew it was a good idea when I saw the land because a mile of ocean frontage is pretty hard to pass up, and you think about all the great golf that's built on the sea, and it seems like a pretty simple ingredient to involve a great piece of land on the ocean to building a great course.
The buzz surrounding the grand opening of the course did not disappoint. Hundreds of golfers gathered for the occasion to take a crack at the Rod Whitman layout, which faces blustery winds off the Northumberland Strait, deep and wide stretching bunkers, and plenty of long fescue bordering the holes. The unique elements and features of the entire course make it tough to select just one hole as its signature.
When I was merely just a golf course critic, I would always think it was so lame when golf course architects would say it's like choosing a favorite child, but it is a little bit, you know. I mean, you fall in love with different holes, and certainly, you know, I think I have favorite features. I think I have favorite features that were born out of the, you know, creative process that Rod Whitman, who has such a keen eye and such an unbelievable ability to put his thoughts into the dirt, and at the same time, you know, we had this very, you know, sort of open and creative process where we would eliminate or add features or make a change here, and if we saw something we didn't like, we'd change it. I think as, you know, holes, there's spots I like on the course, and there's spots that, you know, were particularly memorable from those early walks around.
Billed as Canada's only authentic links, Cabot is true to its word. The ocean is visible from every hole, and the roller coaster ride of the land promotes creativity on all shots. Having already drawn hordes of golfers eager to tee it up at this fabulous track, plans are already starting to take shape for a second 18, with the popular Oregon resort Bandon Dunes as Cabot's model.
Certainly a lot of excitement. I think that we'll hopefully do a great job on all of the other details, from lodging to food and beverage, but you know, the reality is, and we've seen it in the bookings for this year with people coming from all over the United States, all over Canada, and even the UK, you know, those people have obviously heard about it. If we do a great job on all the elements, I think the people will come back, and I think that with a second course and an expanded offering, hopefully we can turn it into a Bandon Dunes East.
Just up the road from Cabot Links is the small Acadian town of Cheticamp, home to the underrated Le Portage Golf Club. This semi-private track welcomes all travelers destined for the Cabot Trail and treats them to a fantastic 18 holes.
Le Portage has 300 members. It's a really friendly place to play. The community's a friendly community, and they have a great passion for golf and the game. Hospitality is one of the great trademarks.
While length off the tee is an asset here, the club is a fair test for all levels of golfers, one where accuracy reigns supreme.
The golf course is a challenge for all golfers and all skill levels. It's situated just adjacent to the Cape Breton Highlands and the Atlantic Ocean. We have 4 sets of tees with 60 bunkers. It's a player-friendly course with rolling fairways and rolling greens. All holes are lined by trees and bunkers, so accuracy is a premium here at Le Portage.
The first hole that will captivate players is the second. A dogleg left peppered with bunkers alongside the fairway is relatively flat, but still requires some accuracy for a good score.
Number 2 is one of our scenic holes. In the backdrop, you'll notice the Cabot Trail, which is a great scenic view. It's usually a driver or hybrid off the tee, which will get you to about 150 yards out from the green. From there, you'll hit a mid-iron into an elevated green with a little bit of slope, and it offers the golfer a great opportunity to make birdie.
A few holes later is perhaps Le Portage's best. The par 5 8th hole demands a straight blast off the tee. Anything left or right will likely bound for one of the ponds bordering the fairway. If you do manage to keep your ball dry, the challenge doesn't end there.
Number 8 is our signature hole here at Le Portage. 2 ponds guard the fairway. It demands an accurate tee shot with length off the tee. From there, the longer player will have the opportunity to reach the green in 2, or an accurate layup, which guards the fairway to the green, allows the player to play the hole with a smart third shot to, again, a guarded green with bunkers.
Rounding out Le Portage's signature holes is the 10th. Standing up on the tee deck, you'll have a perfect perch to gaze out at the Cape Breton Highlands, while down below is another opportunity for a par or maybe even a birdie.
Number 10 is one of our signature holes as well. It has a beautiful view of the Cape Breton Highlands. It's an elevated tee to a fairway which sits down in the valley. A smart shot is to hit a hybrid or a long iron. From there, you'll hit a wedge or a short iron into the green, and birdie is an opportunity for most.
Le Portage definitely adds to the excellent collection of golf Cape Breton has to offer. Situated between the brand new Cabot Links and the world-famous Highlands Links, the club possesses some impressive golf of its own and is a great way to break up the commute between the two headliners.
I feel like we're situated in the correct spot on the island, and we have Cabot Links and right between Highlands as well, so we're quite happy with where we're situated and with what those two clubs bring to the island and the tourists that bring to the island as well. And we feel like that the tourists who do come here will really enjoy themselves and have a great time here at Le Portage.
Coming up, more of Cape Breton's world-class golf.
Closed captioning by Michelob Ultra, 95 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs. It's the exceptional light beer. Michelob Ultra, now in Canada.
Leaving Cheticamp and heading northeast takes you along the gorgeous Cabot Trail. Pick a spot elevated high on the road for a full 360-degree vista of tree canopies and blue ocean water. And if you don't have the time to stop, it's not the end of the world, because that's exactly the landscape the renowned Highlands Links is hidden within. Located in Ingonish, Highlands Links is viewed by some to be Stanley Thompson's masterpiece. It's said the legendary designer of decades ago simply walked around the land and laid the course on top.
It's an incredible layout, incredible routing plan. The scenery, the playability, the fun of it is just not something you'll find too many places.
Always near the top of our top 100 golf courses in Canada, Highlands Links has recently made efforts to improve and more closely resemble the course Thompson originally designed. Bunkers have been restored and trees have been removed to allow sunlight in. That's not only helped with conditioning, it's opened up ocean vistas that inspired Thompson during his 1939 creation of the course that have been lost to overgrowth.
For the last couple of years, Parks Canada has really made an extra effort to restore as much as we possibly can with the guidance of Ian Andrew. And probably right now we're about 95% of our bunkers are done. We've got our turf conditions that has been as good as they've ever been. The view planes are outstanding. We've cleared a lot of trees, and that's been our wow effect, to say the least. The people really can notice that.
Players will also notice the modest green fees required to get on the tee. That's right, unlike a handful of Canada's other highly rated courses, Highlands Links is actually a public course open to any and every player.
That is the beauty of this place. I mean, one, it's a public course owned by the government of Canada, so it's accessible for every person, and it's playable for everyone. And you can play it today one way, tomorrow it's different with the wind, the next day it's different with the little hardness of the fairways drying out. It's daunting off number one, but really once you get rolling, it's a pretty fair course to all levels of golf.
Highlands Links is a unique course and a remarkable walk. The rolling, almost moguled fairways demand creativity in shot making. You'll rarely find yourself with a flat lie when playing Highlands, which is indeed part of its charm. If you like to hit your big stick, Hudson offers some advice.
I think you would probably sell your driver, because off the tee it's very hard on a lot of holes. It's so narrow. I think that level of golfer is probably used to a broader fairway. But if you can play your irons good, I think you're good, and you've got to have an incredibly good judgment on the greens, because the greens have some wonderful undulations, and I think it's a challenge.
Though Highlands Links is a stiff test of golf, its real delight lies in its surrounding. Not many layouts provide the combination of beauty and beast that Highlands does, where again Thompson's visionary skills are simply sublime.
That's what we find. I mean, the golf at sometimes people is secondary. It's such a beautiful walk in the park, basically. I think it just indicates his sheer imagination that he must have had. It's just absolutely incredible to be able to walk through these fields and hills and come up with this kind of a routing plan. How he imagined all this is beyond.
You know, if you're going to play golf in Cape Breton, you have to know how to deal with the wind. It is constant here. And coincidentally, that's the topic of this week's instruction segment.
Swing School, lessons to help you play better golf.
Hi folks, my name is Dave DeLuzio, the General Manager and Head Professional at Le Portage Golf Club. Cape Breton offers you many different styles of golf courses. Whether you're playing a tree-lined course like ours or a links styles course, you want to make sure that you're able to hit the knockdown shot. Keeping the ball under the wind is vital to hitting good scores and good shots. Today I'm faced with 150 yards. Normally I would hit an 8-iron from 150. With today's prevailing wind, I'm going to hit a 6-iron, and I'm going to show you how to keep the ball under the wind. Generally speaking, when you set up, your ball position on a full regular shot will be more forward in your stance. You'll take your regular grip and make a full shoulder turn and a full and complete finish. To help keep the ball under the wind, I want you to make a few adjustments. The first, choke down a few inches on your club. Second, stand about 1 or 2 inches closer to the ball. From there, I want you to move the ball a little bit further back in your stance, somewhere between the center and towards the right foot. To hit a proper knockdown shot, I want you to take a smooth 3/4 to 3/4 swing. Clubhead speed isn't necessarily needed for this shot. It's about hitting a smooth swing and a controlled finish. Let me show you that shot. Try that to keep the ball under the wind. And if you need more help, contact your PGA of Canada professional.
Coming up, the lighter side of golf.
Now, the lighter side of golf. Brought to you by Michelob Ultra. Michelob Ultra, now available in Canada.
All right, we're out here at the beautiful range at Angus Glen, and I've got a couple of lab rats out there with their baseball gloves on. And we're going to use this opportunity to practice working the ball in different directions and also using trajectory control to leave ourselves an ideal location to the pin. Here we go. First shot, I'm going to hit to Sam. I'm going to hit a little knockdown draw on the left, keep it away from any hazards on the right. Now I'm going to pop one up in the air off to the right-hand side from Alex, keep it short of the pin so Sam can't get in there and intercept it. Instead of mindlessly beating ball after ball on the range this summer, do some fun target practice drills like this one, and you'll be hitting the ball onto better spots in the greens and giving yourself a better chance at birdie. Join us next time for more lessons from the lighter side of golf.
Week Speaks is brought to you by Bushnell, makers of the Pro 1M and Tour Z6 rangefinders.
You know, one thing that Cabot Links will teach us is how to play golf. Well, I know we all know how to play golf, but there are many different ways to play golf, and that's what Cabot Links is all about. You don't have to hit the ball high and land it soft. Yes, you can do that, but you can also play the ball along the ground. You can work it left, you can work it right. There are strategies and imagination to this game, and we can play that whether we're playing a links course or a parkland course. You just have to think about it. It's a great challenge to play this game, and there's more than one way, so challenge yourself the next time you go out and tee it up, whether you're at Cabot Links or any course across Canada. Thanks to everybody out here at Cape Breton. This has been a wonderful time. We've enjoyed ourselves, folks. There is so much good golf out here in Nova Scotia. Come out, check it out. And we will check you out next time right here on ScoreGolf TV.
Thanks for watching Score Golf on TSN, the voice of Canadian golf. Score Golf is powered by Volkswagen. From one good drive to another. Jack Link's Beef Jerky, Feed Your Wild Side, and Kelowna Tourism. 19 golf courses from easygoing to ego-shattering.
Clothing provided by Callaway Golf Canada.